Okay, Nick. I've something that I think could help you out. I would encourage you to load later with your top half, so that you can get a little bit of a better lower half stretch to start your swing. And let me show you what I mean. See how we're going back and we haven't taken a step yet? Okay. I wish that we could wait just a little bit longer, because as we get going back before we start taking our step, as we're coming down, you can see how we're just starting to come forward just a little bit. It's not bad, but I would love it if we could get back late, because we're pretty much all the way back there. And now from there to there, we're just starting to come forward ever so slightly, right? But we're just getting a little bit of our top half to lead the way. And as soon as I see all of this space right in here, I can tell that we're going to be a little bit around, right? So as I watch here, I can see that we've just gotten our lower half a little bit ahead of our upper half, and I'm watching the space. Now, what I like how we're able to get that idea of how that back elbow drives in, and that's good. Like, I like that. We're getting back elbow coming in ahead of our hands. That's good. But I think we could be even a little bit tighter in here if we got back later. We were into that slot when we were down, as opposed to starting to come apart just a little bit. Because then what ends up happening is, you can see your arms are a little bit ahead, is we're just slightly around, and as you watch your chin, let me try to draw a good line to it. As I watch from there, see how you're going slightly back and up as you swing, which is going to give you less of a chance of intersecting the ball. Let me show you another one here. So again, I would start later. Don't start going back yet. Don't start going back yet. Go back now. Go back now, right? So that I'd love to see us still going back as our foot comes down. We're just barely off, but as you watch, right as your foot's landing, you can see how I'm watching here and up here. And you can see right as your foot's coming down, your first movement is just slightly up top, right? Again, you still have a good feel for how my back elbow, I like the way that our back elbow leads. But as I watch right there and see how there's space in there, I can tell that there's going to be slightly around. And again, as we watch here, as you're coming to impact the ball, and we try to draw a line on your chin, no, I stayed down much better that time, but you still get slightly back. Again, you're not off by a lot, but as I just get through and I just kind of roll my finger here, you can see how your arms just come a little bit ahead. I'll just try to roll. Arms are just a little bit ahead, and you can see the gap that's created in there, how it's just going to be a little bit long. You can see how it's just a little bit longer and around to get there. Let me show you one more here. Okay. So let's go back later, right? So that we were at our furthest point back there. Wait, let me swatch your elbow. There, when our foot was down. I would love it if our foot was down when we were right there, right? Because then, if that were the case, then I could see motion in here, right, before our hands started to come forward. So now, as our foot's coming down ever so slightly, we just get a little bit of movement first with our top half. It's not a lot, though, but we can see we just get a little bit of movement. Like how that back elbow leads, we then come back in. But you can, if you just watch, and I'll just put this arrow here on your chin. Let me do a better job of that. All right, that's pretty good. You can see how your direction is from impact to extension, just going back slightly. In fact, you're going to see it better without that stupid arrow there. But you just watch your chin relative to the net. And you can see how see how we're going just slightly back as we're hitting it. And I would love it if we could just get down. If we were down there, so we could load it later. So we were down there. So all of a sudden now, as I saw this back elbow drop, I would also see motion in there with your lower half. Instead, your hands, see how they just come a little bit ahead, right? And it's just that little bit of arms first, which gives us that back up and around type of action.